I've been letting my mom's boyfriend and his son live with me even after my mom passed away, but he just brought home a girl who told me to stop being a leech inside his house. Posted by you/not willing to share. When I was 17, my mom came into some money. She tried to keep it quiet, but she paid off my dad's debts, bought him a small house, paid off her own debts, paid for my sister's college, and set up funds for mine. She had a boyfriend at the time, and shortly after, he and his 7-year-old son moved into our new house. Over the next few years, my mom bought my sister a house after she graduated from college. Her boyfriend lived with us and didn't pay anything, but he did work. When I was 21, my mom was diagnosed with cancer. It wasn't good. She sat my sister and me down and went over exactly how much money there was. She intended to give her current house to me, and both my sister and I were left with a large sum at the end of it. She asked if I would allow her boyfriend to stay in the house with his son until he got his own place. I agreed. Before she died, she told her boyfriend that he would need to look for his own place but had time to save up for that transition. For the last 4 years, he has continued to live in the house with his son. I haven't minded because we get along okay. I pay all the bills, but he does buy food for himself and his kid. He has dated off and on and mostly kept the women out of the house, which I respected him for, until his current partner. She's been in my house 3 times, and at first, besides feeling a little uncomfortable, I was okay with her. But the last time, this past weekend, was the point where I lost my crap. I was making myself some lunch when she came downstairs, grabbed a plate, and went to take food out of my pan. I asked her what she thought she was doing. She started telling me that I should look for somewhere else to live and that leeching off my dead mom's past relationship as an adult was pathetic. I hollered for my mom's old boyfriend. He came down, and I told him I didn't know what his current thing thought, but I wasn't going to be disrespected in my house. He wouldn't even look me in the eyes as he mumbled something about my mom promising him the house and that he was just being kind by letting me stay. First, that isn't remotely true. My mom pulled him and me together after she asked if he could stay to set expectations. My mom met him shortly before she won the money and told him, and us girls, that she had no intention of leaving him money. She did set aside a fund for his son for college when he gets there, but he cannot touch it, only his son can. He has lived in this house for almost 8 years without paying a dime. He should have plenty of money, and if he doesn't, that's on him. I told him he had 30 days to leave. I wasn't going to house someone who would lie and disrespect me in my own home. He left that night with his son, but his ex-wife called to tell me I'm cruel and a jerk for making her son lose his house. He is here every other week. I really feel like my mom didn't expect him to still be here, but my sister said she feels like I am breaking my promise to my mom, and that made me feel like maybe I am the jerk. Relevant comments. Commenter. If it happened exactly as you said, you're not the jerk. If she did say he had time to save but would need to find his own place, that means she never imagined or wanted him to stay for long. So you're breaking no promises. Did she leave him any money or assets? It's totally possible that your mother would be livid if she knew her boyfriend was still living with her son after 4 years. Ops response. No, she created a fund for his son for college, but that was the only money set aside for him or his son. It's a generous amount, enough for 4 years at a high-dollar school. Anything not used for school will be given to him on his 25th birthday, from what I believe she told me. A lawyer and an accountant are in charge of those funds, not me or my sister, so I only know what she told us before she died. She was never married to or even engaged to her boyfriend. He lived with his sister and was saving for his own house when Mom met him. Him moving in with us was supposed to be temporary and allow him to save to buy his dream home, but he never left. My mom was like that, though. She had a big heart, and sometimes people took advantage of that, especially after the money. She bought him a brand new truck when his car broke down, but beyond that and smaller gifts, like a TV, computer, etc., for birthdays and holiday gifts, she did not leave him money. They had no joint accounts, my mom paid for everything, and he was supposed to be saving for a house the whole time they were together. Commenter 2. Not the jerk, you are the only one who knows if you're telling the truth. It seems very plausible to me. But if he was already saving money for a house when he met your mom, then lived 4 years with her and another 4 years with you, that man is just a loser. Is there any way your dad could come stay with you the week he moves out? The first thing you need to do is change all of the locks and get yourself some sort of security system. Please don't feel bad for making him leave. It seems to me that your mom was really smart and planned things out very carefully. Since he had already lived with her for 4 years, I agree with the commenters who said she was probably thinking a month or 2, not years. If your sister makes any more comments, you can tell her she's welcome to let him live with her. Ops response. I think part of letting him stay so long was bonding with his son, but I also liked having someone else around who loved my mom too. There were nights when I would wake up from a nightmare and end up in the kitchen, and he would hear me, make a cup of coffee, and sit with me to share a story about her. His son loved mom too, and some evenings we would get takeout, watch movies, and joke about what commentary my mom would have had if she had watched the movie with us. My sister lives a state away, so we only really see each other once a month or so. I like not being alone in this big house. I do have a security system, and the locks have been changed. He is coming over tomorrow to get his stuff. Commenter 3. How did his girlfriend react when she realized he lied? I would have liked to be a fly on the wall in that conversation. Ops response. She sat with her arms crossed when he and I talked, but she didn't say anything else before she left with him. Update 1 day later. I know the other sub is very subjective about updates, so I figured I would post it here. I do want to take a moment to address some things I saw in the comments. 1. There are trusts set up, and neither my sister nor I have full access to the money left to us. This was done both because my sister and I were in our early 20s when my mom died, and she wanted to ensure we had some stability before gaining access, and to protect us from people who might try to take advantage of us, especially while we were grieving. 2. I have a lawyer. He has already informed me of the eviction laws in my area, and my mom's former boyfriend will be served with formal eviction papers just to cover myself, even after today. So, to the update, my dad came over this morning. I decided not to have my boyfriend over since he doesn't know about the money side of things, and I wasn't trying to bring him into the situation, and brought along my cousin. For easier storytelling, I'm going to call my mom's former boyfriend Carl. Carl showed up around 10 a.m., talked to my dad, and then asked if he could have a couple of minutes alone with me. My dad nodded, so he and my cousin went into the kitchen while Carl and I sat in the living room. I'll be honest, I didn't expect it to go the way it did, but I'm glad it did. Carl started with an apology. I don't remember all the exact words, but the basics were that he missed my mom, he had been lonely, but not alone, thanks to me and his son, and he was sorry for what had happened. He admitted that he got caught up in lust, let someone else fill his head with ideas, and that he took responsibility for his mistakes. He said he should never have put up with someone who would disrespect me or my mom's memory. He tried to hand me a cashier's check for $15,000. He said it wasn't much, but he wanted me to know he appreciated me for letting him live with me and that he wanted to pay back some of what he owed. I refused the check, partly because I never wanted his money, but also because I didn't want to give him any possible legal standing if this was somehow a way for him to try to stay. I told him the first part and suggested he put it toward a house. He told me he is living with his sister but will be looking at houses with a realtor next week. He also mentioned that his son has been asking about our next hangout and said that both my sister and I are welcome to arrange time with him. After all that, my dad and cousin helped him move all his belongings out of the house. He had brought a U-Haul, and he returned my house keys. He apologized again and left. Not what I expected, but it went really well, and I feel a lot less like I let my mom down.